As I often do, started on redoing the garage and forgot to take before photos. I've already started making a mess by pulling everything out, getting some things off the shelves. And what I plan on doing though is basically leaving the rough 4x4 shelves that I have now. They're just too functional to get rid of. I'm really not after a show garage here. I just simply want to get rid of the old drywall, tape markings, paint it, get some slat walls up, and put some floor tile down. So, and obviously it's a good chance to then stop and reorganize everything. So we'll see how it all turns out soon enough. Well, not soon enough, it's gonna take a while. Okay, I've gotten everything off the shelves, everything off the floor, the ceiling, and you name it, it's all gone. Killed the light accidentally over on this side, so it's kind of dark right now, but I've already mudded, so this wall's not gonna get slat wall on it, so I've kind of mudded it to a decent level where there aren't holes and things. I've done the ceilings, that's not gonna get slat wall. Behind all the shelves, I did some patchwork as well because no slat walls going behind there. My freezer's gonna hang outside for the night or two. And now what I'm doing is, well, I did have to raise this bench just because the totes that'll go underneath with the flooring tile, it kicked them up just a little bit and it wouldn't have cleared the top of that center shelf. So I actually had to lift everything. I put a couple spacers all the way around in the back and up front. So now what I'm doing is laying down this resin paper and get ready. I don't want to get a lot of paint all over the ground, even though I'll put the floor tiles on it, but I just don't want to make too big of a mess. And then obviously I'll have to tape the windows and then probably just put some bags around the lights or take them out, I'm not sure. But the rest, I'm just gonna paint. Obviously, I'm not gonna put a lot of paint on the walls where the slat wall is just gonna go on, but where the slat wall won't go, the ceiling behind this wall where the freezers are and behind all the shelves, I'm gonna paint that all really nice or get a good strong coating on underneath the shelves and underneath each level. So, ready to get all this down and prep for paint. All right, many hours later, I've got the resin paper down all over the floor. Keep the floor clean. I'm painting the concrete footings, the steps. I'm gonna put like a nice like carpet covers over the steps to finish them off. Got all the outlets out, all the shelves are cleaned off, brushed, blown down. Everything's clean in here. Covered the garage door, the railings, spring with some more of the paper. I left my lights. I don't know if there's too much glare there, but basically there's some bags around the LED lights. Got like a little chandelier effect thing going on or glowing. And got all the windows taped and covered. So, a couple cables that I just bagged up. I don't want the ends to get dirty. Actually, I just remembered I need to tape the end of that speaker wire like I did that one. And my sprinkler wires and hooking up to the control box, I just bagged them too. So that'll be it. Spray it all. Like I said, I won't be painting a lot of the wall, but the slat wall it's no point. So I'll be mainly painting the ceiling, the shelves, behind the shelves, the back walls of the shelves. So I'll be focusing a lot of my painting to that. I even covered my ladder. I figured, hey, there's no point in getting a bunch of paint and crap all over it. I can just spend a couple bucks on some cheap bags and some tape. So rented this from Sunbelt. To be honest, I'm not happy with it. They didn't have the model I wanted. The thing's not clean at all. Looking at the filter, it's just like totally clogged. I'm probably gonna have to do a bunch of cleaning before I even use it tomorrow.
So, and they siphoned some water to show me it was working, and they had to hit it to get the ball to unstick or something. So I'm not feeling super confident in this thing, and it wasn't cheap, $200 for a day. So we'll see how it plays out. But it's a lot better than rolling, right? Anyway, I'll show the end results later. Actually, I think I haven't really shown my mess out here. So the whole garage, so I've got this pergola I built a long time ago, put a tarp over it in case any rain comes. So this has kind of been my temporary outdoor storage, and it's just ridiculous, the pile of stuff everywhere. You would think I would clean out a lot of the garage, but to be honest, all this stuff is pretty useful, except this pile right here is all we're gonna have a garage sale, either sell it or get real about it and get rid of it. So, but yeah, what a pile of stuff that it'll take a lot of work to bring back, but it'll hopefully be nice and worth it in the end. On to painting. All right, just got done spraying. Got the backside, the underneath, concrete footings. I was just starting to tear down all the coverings on the garage door and thought I'd stop and take some video real quick. Obviously there's gonna be slat wall all the way down. Everywhere you see not painted is where slat wall is gonna be, so no big deal. Ceiling's all done. I'll make people dizzy looking at this. Panoramic spin here. All right, I'm gonna start taking down all the tape and the plastic and all the resin flooring and start putting it back together. Well, I gotta put the slat walls all on, or the pegboards going here, slat wall all the way around, right? And then flooring tiles, and I'll be adding another overhead storage above the garage door opener area there. Throwing some bike racks up around this way, and let's see what else. That's where the Thule will mount and come up and down for when the car pulls in, it can bring it up and down onto the car. Oh, I got all the tape and floor or resin paper all cleaned up. Windows opened up, letting it all air out. Obviously my first goal is to get the freezer back, the two freezers back in place. So I threw down the flooring tile I have so far. This is the Beaver 12 by 12 tile. This is the gray color, not the black. I'm also using Beaver products for the slat panels. I'm obviously doing, so these panels come in a 12-inch by 48-inch. So I'm doing the first 12-inch to give me like a pinstripe with the black. And then I'm going gray all the way up, and I'm gonna have like a little 4-inch black strip of vinyl. I'll have to show it later to kind of give a frame to it all. I'm using the end-piece end caps on the bottom and on the side when it's open, but I'm gonna run out of end caps, so I've decided whenever it's butting up against like the shelving or something else, I'm not gonna put an end cap on it. Just kind of as a tip. So obviously I found all my studs, chalked a line from floor to ceiling. Mine are 24 inches about. And, but then once I got it in, I'm like, it's so important to get the screws perfect, right? Because this is the downfall of the Beaver product, is they're not hidden screws. They are placed in between on the slats. So, and I'm okay with that because they do a really good job just getting the color of the screw head perfect. And as long as these are gonna be straight, I think it's gonna look nice. So obviously I chalked it to know where I'm gonna put it, but then I realized I wanted to line up the heads all the way up. I haven't done a couple here yet, but I'm using this tape line. I'm trying to get the head of the screw to just line up to the edge of the tape, so all the way down. Let's see on this one, that's what I got going on. So, like I said, as of right now, I was just trying to get this wall done, especially this piece all the way, because the freezer's gonna come from the corner and come out a little bit into the slat wall. So I just want to get that done, put the freezers in place, and not have to move them later. So that's my next step, flooring and slat walls. So the two top slat panels I don't have attached yet. And I knew going into this I was gonna have one black, 9 grays, 12 inches each, give me 120 inches. And from the top of my concrete footing to the ceiling, I'm looking at like 122 inches. So I knew I was gonna have a gap up there. Could just leave it, but I found a product that I decided I wanted to use. It's actually used as baseboards. Let me go down, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right there in the box. It's just this vinyl wall base. So it's a black vinyl. It's got some double-sided tape on the back. It's 4 inches. It's meant to go on the bottom of a wall, kind of like that, to then have that lip go out. And I'm just going to do it upside down, up on the ceiling, and just kind of have a little lip up to the ceiling. And then this is 4 inches. Sorry, I'm not showing it very well. This is 4 inches. So I knew I needed about 2 inches, and obviously I'm sure my ceiling and concrete footing isn't going to be perfect, the 122, but it's really close. So this will give me a little bit to play with. So I'm going to put this behind the slat wall and then attach it on, and then I'll have the black slat wall on the bottom and just like a black pinstripe across the top. So I'm going to put that in place and see how it looks, and I'll take some more video. Got it all painted. I mean, obviously slat walls are going where I kind of didn't paint, and I'm going to do a pegboard here. I started to put down the flooring tile. To be honest, I know that the paint looks kind of baby bluish. I'm not very happy about it, but what am I going to do? And then I started putting the slat walls up on this wall. So I'm just doing the black, like I said, on the bottom, and gray up. I just want to get this part done so I could put our freezers back. Yeah, just gonna add some more overhead storage above the garage door opener and some bike lifts over here, and I have some black pegboards that'll go up there where all my tools kind of hang up, and it's been great. Obviously I was just doing all the full sheets of the 12 by 12 flooring tiles, and then I have to cut all these custom ones. So just want to do the easy parts and kind of make sure it's going to come together. Anyway, have to give you a tour when it's all done. Have a good weekend, Jake. Okay, so I finished the first slat wall. Like I said, I got the 1 strip of black and 9 strips of the gray. And then up above, use this double-sided vinyl baseboard to basically create a trim piece at the top. So did add borders to the top in here, and I'm gonna cut a piece to finish off there, right in that location. And I am liking it. It's pretty good. I can't see the screw holes too much. I mean, you get closer. Actually, the black, you can barely see it all. Obviously, because I have 2x6 framing on my home with blown-in blanket. It's 24-inch spacing, not the 16 that maybe you'll see in others. So I'm not loving the spacing, and I'm seeing even a little bit of looseness on the joint parts. I'm trying to give some thought on how to bring that together, maybe almost like a thicker staple if I could shoot up in the lip there to kind of hold them together. I don't know, I'm gonna have to play with that and think about it. And maybe I mean, the majority of it doesn't have it, but this one's because the screw's close to the edge. But there's a couple others where there's definitely some looseness to it. I don't know how much that's going to compromise the strength as I put hooks here and there. I'll have to look and see. Just stopping and videoing the flooring tile. We got 600 and some tiles to go, or well, in total, and probably done about 300 now. It's really pretty easy. I totally suggest always starting from top left and working your way down. Just the way that the clips go. So you've kind of got two straight edges, and then you have the other ones with the actual loops that you pop the hooks into. I guess that might be the right term. But anyways, just hitting it from the left top and moving your way is a lot easier, so you don't have to like try and slide the loops underneath. So like I'm showing here, I come on down, you just kind of line it up. I mean, I could just step on it or kind of pound it with my hand, but if you do that many, I'm just kind of hitting it with the mallet just so I don't wear my hand out. But that's how I'd recommend it. I mean, good for them. I've going through, I'll have 17 boxes of these of 40, about 600 something, and I haven't seen a single flaw in any of them yet, so it's a good product, like it. Okay, I got all the full sheets of flooring tile down. Now obviously it's just time to make cuts and fill in the gaps. Got this, the edge stripping sat out in the sun, so it's all nice and flat. I'll get that properly cut to the distance I want and attach it all the way across. And right now I'm just trying to unbox everything and then haul all the boxes and stuff out of here. All right, I finally finished cutting all the edge custom pieces for the flooring tile. Got that strip installed. I haven't tucked it inside yet. I just kind of have it resting underneath. I do like it that way. I'm wondering if I can leave it that way, but I don't want it to move, so I'm gonna have to play with that. But anyways, as you can see, I had to cut around all the studs for the shelf. This door frame over here with the casing, getting around all that. Haven't ever used this tool. Got it given to me for Christmas a long time ago. It actually came in pretty handy. I've seen people use it, and it's not bad for the job you need it for. So now on to finishing the wall. Start with this one. Really the goal is I want to try and get everything from this point on so I can just pull the cars in and then work on this area while the cars are in and out of the weather. So that's the plan. On to the next step. All right, finished another wall. Go around all the window. I just decided to leave this whole electrical area alone, but wanted to get some panels here and here. Trying to utilize as much space as I can. This one's a little funky, but I got a bolt that kind of pulls my gate over. And it's kind of a sharp tip there, and just threw an old T-ball ball that we had and painted it while I was there too. So, you know, a little bit of character. Got one more section done. Right here to the right of the garage door. Next, I'll be doing these areas above the garage. Be nice to hook a couple things up there. Section over the garage. Now have that one in place. It's like a big wood threshold that's going to separate it. And then now I'm going to do this right side. And that's the right side above the garage now done. So that now covers the full east side. This half of the north side and this section of the south side. So now I can actually pull the cars in. So I'm leaving on a trip, so I was forced to start bringing some things in, and I haven't finished a whole bunch of areas, but like I showed before, I'm all finished here. I'm just having one of those, this is awesome slat wall moments. Obviously I used the strong wood threshold board just to put up my old jacks. So I got my 3 tons symmetrically on each side, some 2 6-tons in the middle. I got new pads to be able to put the jacks on top so it won't smash the flooring. And I've got all my plastic ramp pieces nicely laid out. And then I used to have both of my quick jacks against the wall here, and it kind of took up a lot of space, and I just kind of did this stepped mounting so that I could get them all in one spot. I even have my regular floor jack kind of tucked underneath with the handle coming up the back of them. But yeah, I mean, just even using these simple hooks, this basket to get all my rubber, I don't know, platform pieces that go on the quick jack. I'm just really loving the slat wall, being able to just move things around, adjust it. And really, I haven't even put up that much yet, so it's just gonna get better and better. Just having a reward moment after all the work. I'm the first one on the new road. Hopefully, my impersonation, you can tell what I'm talking about. Nice. All right, I've now moved on to the pegboard. So this nice metal pegboards from Beaver. I'm placing the bottom 2 rows all the way across, just so it can get me divisible by 2 to 10. And then I'm going portrait, not landscape, on the top, so that'll take me all the way to 9, and it'll fit a lot better. And then yeah, that's just 4 total. Obviously I'm having to cut around the shelving brackets. Not awesome, but I want to maximize the space, so it'll look pretty good when done, I believe. We'll see. Just documenting some further progress. I started doing this section, and as you can see, I've just basically got an inch there to the door, and I just wanted to make sure I was going level across, so I went over to this side, did the same, putting the edge pieces on. It looks pretty nice there on the corner. Obviously, I finished the pegboard. I did end up going not just 10 feet along the bottom, but 10 feet along the top as well. I ended up just cutting slits into the shelves so that I could run it in there, and then obviously cutting slits into the shelving brackets. I do kind of regret that I went horizontal here, or landscape and then portrait. I might actually just buy me some new ones and then go portrait all the way along. It kind of just bugs me, but you know what? Once I get tools on it, probably won't make a difference. I just finished this edge as well. Got the black border here, and then I did the gray all the way up to the top of the shelf, and then I just wanted to do a transition so that everything above the table line was just black. So I've now got this section blacked out to the tool organization, or the bins organization, and be able to add some slats here and pegboard up above. And so now all I got left is this area above the door, down this side, and the top here above the door, and that's it. I forgot that I'm gonna add some slat walls up here too, just underneath this shelf and above the window here to this 2x4 shelving area. I'm actually gonna also add some slat wall down here along the window, Just I like to hang things there as well. I was thinking about going all the way down, but the reality is I kind of just want to get a 36-inch toolbox that'll fit perfectly in here and cover it all up. So I still need to make that decision. So I've decided I should probably be real about the painful parts of this project. So what I had done is I had built up this side of the door and then built up this side of the door. And I was like, all right, they're gonna line up, right? Nope, they did not line up. So what I would suggest to anyone doing this is, in this case, build up one side, come across, and then build down, and then line up. Obviously my concrete footing, I started exactly at the top on both sides, but they must just not be accurate. So I think that's probably the best way to do it, is just pick one side you want to trust. I'm picking this side because it's got to line up across here. I did think about like cutting down one of the rows or adding to it to get the line up, and that just seems sloppy. So I'm just gonna have to redo this section. Obviously I'll have to throw away a couple panels where I've cut holes, but it seems worth it. I redid it, as I discussed, just finished it all to this way, down, or up and over, and then down. And really didn't make any difference. I guess it's probably maybe just a little bit up over the concrete footing, but much rather have it be off quarter an inch, half an inch, and have everything seamlessly transition. So turned out great. Now on to this wall, around and above the door. Actually finished the last section. Just want to do that below the shelf here, between the shelves, and then just down here this side, and then like I said, I'll have a tool chest there, so I didn't want to go down any further. Didn't seem to be any point. Just gluing a trim piece. That's why my clamp's there. But that's it. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up tools, blowing it all out, getting it clean. Finish a couple electrical pieces. I might even want to buy like some black switches and outlets. I think that'll look a lot nicer there. It's kind of a mess in here, but I hope to get it all out, blow it out, and maybe I'll take a final video before I start having an organization party. Right, I had planned to put at least 2 panels, 24. So I guess 24 by 48, but I think I'm just going to keep going down a little ways, maybe one more. Just here on the door. It's a metal door. The screws seem to be holding just fine. I got the tape up that always just, you know, I get a level and I just make sure that I'm putting the screws in a line so that when I pull the tape, visually the screws look lined up and not too staggered all over the place. Luckily it's a metal door, so metal level, or my magnetic level's kind of helpful in this case. I'm trying hard to get like some perfect 45s here to border it. Just a little tip, I'm gonna get a ruler. Oh, I didn't mean to mark that, but obviously if I can just follow this line up and make a cut right there, then I should get it perfect and the overlap be gone. I did notice I didn't cut off any length. I put 45s on these 48-inch strips, and they just weren't long enough to actually accomplish a 45. So I took on this bottom one and I trimmed just like 1/8 of an inch or something off. So I'm hoping that'll get me to a point where I can pull off a clean 45 there. I might even need to trim a little bit more on the last panel. So, but these don't, the 48 of the trim and the 48 adding the 4 together don't quite come out to be the same if you want to do the 45. All right, am I hanging out here in the dark because I had to turn all the breakers off so I can come and swap out a bunch of black switches and outlets. So I think that'll be a little bit nicer. Also, never videoed, I finished a nice 90-degree 45 cuts. Framed out that on the door. Put a couple of my Camelback hiking and biking in my little softball bag. Kind of fun. Starting to get some other things in place, my bike stuff. I started adding to this wall, but I'm just putting stuff together way too tight. I need to spread it out. And yeah, so I swap out the outlets and I'm gonna start putting tools up. All right, here's the next project or part of the garage. So I've got a unistrut. So in the past, I've just had like an arm here with my TV mounted. And it's always just a pain to get into this corner and get into these drawers. I used to have like a laptop arm too. So I'm kind of just going away with the laptop, at least connecting to the TV, just do a smart arm or a smart TV so I don't need the laptop. But I know it's overkill because these are rated for pulling up engines, not moving TVs, but I'm basically gonna do a trolley so that I can pull this out. So if I'm standing over here, I can kind of see the TV over there. Or if I'm working on the car over here, I can come back and it can be pushed back into the corner. And if I need to get into the corner with little effort, I just roll it over and do what I need and roll it back. And that's the plan. So I just got it in place. I chalk lined, and now I just want to clean up the chalk because, you know, obviously a chalk line trying to get a straight bolting pattern so that I can slide that right in, and it did, and it was beautiful. So I'll show the finished project in a minute. Okay, I've got just about everything done now. Been moving all the stuff from outside back onto the walls. Trying to get a little organized here. I still need to go through all my bins, fix the labels. As you can see, there's still just junk here and there, but got a new TV set up. Put it on a unitrack so I can kind of pull it out of the way, adjust it depending on where I'm working in the garage. Just trying to get everything back up on the pegboard and organized. Everything on the slat walls. Put up my bike. I think I'm gonna put up another bike lift over here somewhere. Shoe racks are in place. New freezers. It's pretty good before and after. I've put up a third overhead storage too. I even had some older fun grandfather type tools, sled and snowshoes, just kind of, you know, things that I don't usually get to very often, just kind of put them up there hidden away. Old sickle. Someday somebody needs to be a reaper for Halloween. Yeah, that's pretty much it.